Here we are at track number 4. We're going to look at the chords and then we're going to look at the rhythm. A bit of a strange one this. It's a 24-bar blues in the key of C sharp minor. Not an uncommon blues, even though you may have not heard of it before. The chords we're going to use in their basic form are C sharp minor 7, okay, which is going to be 9 on the low E, and then this third finger here is going to bar across and it's going to play 9D, 9G, 9B, 9 high E. Okay. Next chord we're going to use F sharp minor 7. This finger's going to bar across. First of all, playing 9 on the A. Then the third finger's going to play 11 on the D. That bar is going to take care of that 9 on the G. Second finger's going to take care of 10 on the B, and then that bar is going to take care of that 9 high E. Third chord we're going to use is exactly the same shape, moved up 2 frets or a tone. Okay, and then there's one more chord we need to look at before discussing the format, and that is this G sharp 7 sharp 9 chord. Ooh, very angular. Okay, so we have 11th fret on the A, then we have 10th fret on the D, then we have 11th fret on the G, and we have 12th fret on the B, making up that chord. Just taking up the last 2 bars of the tune. Okay, let's have a quick look at the format, and then we'll discuss the rhythm. We're going to have C sharp minor 7 for 8 bars. Then we're going to have F sharp minor 7 for 4 bars. Then we're going to have C sharp minor 7 for 4 bars. G sharp minor 7 for 2 bars. F sharp minor 7 for 2 bars. C sharp minor 7 for 2 bars. Then the G sharp 7 sharp 9 for 2 bars. We're going to use a very simple rhythmic concept to play over this song, and that's going to be like a funky kind of one note groove, and the rhythm we're going to play is this. I'll try and take my fingers away there to help you see it a little bit better. I'll play this really slowly and you'll be able to see which notes I'm letting ring out and which notes I'm dampening. But the rhythm is like da 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 da, and then that keeps all the way through to the next note, which is going to be an F sharp. We're playing over the F sharp minor 7 chord. Back to the C, and then we come up to the G sharp minor 7, same again. So it's going to be the same rhythm throughout, using the notes, and then basically all we're going to do is when we come to the G sharp 7 sharp 9 chord at the end, we're just going to play the note by itself and let it ring for 2 bars, and then come back to the original pattern. Okay, so hopefully just seeing me play it will clear this all up for you, and then we can have a look at the lead. Okay, we're going to look at some lead now. Now, for the most part, we're going to use a C sharp minor pentatonic scale, and it's going to sound like this. 9 to 12 on the low E. We're going to play 9 to 11 on the A. We're going to play 9 to 11 on the D, 9 to 11 on the G, 9 to 12 on the B. And we're going to play that 9 high E. And of course, we can include this 12E if we want to. But the chord I want to concentrate on for this little lesson, just to make sure that everything's not the same, is this G sharp 7 sharp 9 chord. Now, if a blues includes a 5 chord, even if it's just a regular 7, we can play the stuff that I'm going to discuss with you now. And we're going to use a scale called the altered scale, and it sounds like this. Okay, and it goes 11A to 12A to 9D to 10D to 12D. Then we play 9 on the G, 11 on the G, and 13 on the G. Now, if I was to give you all the scale positions for this scale, it would take a long time. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a little tip that will cover a fair part of the neck so that you can use some of this kind of jazzy sound over this chord. And the way we're going to do that is by using a thing called an augmented triad. Now, within this scale, we have this G sharp augmented triad there. Okay, now an augmented triad is very similar to a diminished chord in as much as it repeats in every major third. So the first one that we'd find for this, if you look at the notes of this, we have G sharp, C and E. So if we find the bottom one starting on A, on the A string, which is a kind of a nice convenient place to start, we have this one which will be C, G sharp and E, okay? Then the next one will be E, G sharp and C, okay? Then G sharp, C and E, and then we come to the first one again. And to give you a little bit more of the scale, every time you find the G sharp within that position, so in this case here, the next note of the scale lives one semitone above that G sharp, okay? Like that, and then we can play the B above it as well. And also, so basically what I'm trying to say is we have that shape there, and when you hit the G sharp part of the scale, you can go semitone, tone, semitone above it. So if we were here, and you'll find that just using that little motion, just learning that part of the scale, will take us into the next position. Okay, it's a nice way of navigating part of a scale that would be very, very difficult to find the whole thing. Okay, so let's play over the chords, and I'm just going to try and feature this augmented triad plus this scale that we've learned over the G sharp 7, sharp 9 chord.